Привет всем. Продолжаем проходить Ворона, искать его. Либо их, неизвестно сколько там грабителей. Собственно, нашел я вроде бы как вскрыть данный замок. Сейчас будем проверять. Да, наконец-таки.
There we go.
Поднимаемся наверх.
He's up there, Robert. I know that.
That may be. Go into the guard room and open the gates.
Tell the director.
Zellner, don't do it. It's too dangerous.
You can't stop me. Not anymore. 200 steps at least. And a ladder. I'm too old for this.
Давайте посмотрим.
Must be unbearably hot up here in the summer, but it's bearable at the moment. I'd better leave it off. It'd probably just stir up dust. Left over from the war, if I had to guess. And why not? So high above the city is the perfect place for a secret radio installation. The chair is the only object that's not covered with dust. It seems like someone sat on it recently. Handcuffs. Not what I expected. Was someone interrogated here? Huh? The Raven, if I'm not mistaken. Why don't you step into the light? Inspector Legrand.
Legrand. Wouldn't it be easy if I could lay it all on his shoulders? Wrong, Constable Zellner.
Mr. Inch?
It is astonishing how far you've come. I thought young Legrand would be my most dangerous opponent, but it seems I should have had more respect for age.
The bomb on the train. Since when does the Raven risk human lives?
I knew that Legrand would be hot on my heels after the heist in London. He's a dangerous man, Mr. Zellner. He almost caught me once.
Is that a reason to resort to murder?
It wasn't my only reason. An eye for an eye, Constable Zellner.
Око за око.
What about the murder of the Baroness? Was that also your doing?
The death of the Baroness was never part of the plan. Dr. Gebhardt had a score to settle with her and got in my way.
You didn't care about the key to the safe?
I never wanted to steal the eye out of the safe. I always intended to strike here, in the museum.
What about Gebhardt's confession?
A nice idea, don't you think? It keeps the inspector out of my hair, for a few more hours at least. Until everything collapses like a house of cards.
Why did you want to steal the second eye here?
The eye was in the bank in Zurich for a long time, impossible to get at. Then the safe on the ship in Legrand's cabin, too complicated. I heard about the secret basement and found out how the security system worked. I would have preferred to save my performance for the gala this evening, but, well, events demanded a change of schedule, not least because of you, my nosy friend.
How did you do it? How did you plant the message on the safe in the train? How did you know that Gebhardt killed the Baroness? And the demolition charge below the treasure chamber? How did you manage it all? Even if your arm isn't lame,
Oh, it is, believe me. I needed help, it's true. A messenger boy to replace my arms and legs.
A messenger boy?
Ah, Adil. This could be interesting. He's quite talented, but unreliable. He has a mind of his own plans. Don't you, Adil?
I never wanted blood to be shed, but it's time to make an exception.
He only forgot one thing. I keep things firmly in hand. Always. End of story.
Воу-воу-воу. Вы шо? Кого убили? Интересно-то как. Но я оказался неправ. Это самое начало вообще.
I told you not to get off. What if the train had gone without you?
So, you're taking a job as a ship's doctor.
I am excited but nervous too. I'm not exactly a champion swimmer.
If you wind up in the water on board a ship, something's gone terribly wrong.
А, я теперь играю за пацаненка. Или нет?
What was all that in the museum?
That didn't quite go according to plan, did it? And I hate it when things don't go according to plan.
You nearly killed them.
You let them catch you.
It wasn't my fault. Scotland Yard was there.
If I thought it was your fault, you'd already be bobbing in the River Thames with a bullet in your head. Someone tipped them off. I don't know who, but I'm going to find out. Where is the jewel? Ah, marvelous. But it's just half the set, and stealing the second eye will be more difficult than I'd anticipated.
Why are we meeting here and not in Venice like we planned?
London drew more attention than planned. They put Legrand on the case.
Nicholas Legrand?
He's searching the train.
Shouldn't we postpone the plan under these circumstances?
On the contrary, I gave him an anonymous tip.
A tip?
I told him that the train will be robbed.
You don't seriously suggest that we steal the jewel right under Legrand's nose?
Of course, because I'm an idiot. Our best bet is still Cairo. Everything is prepared. Mr. X will provide us with everything we need. As planned, I'll go to Venice together with the Baroness and board the ship there. You'll do the same, but as surreptitiously as possible.
All right.
And under no circumstances can anyone be permitted to discover our relationship. Understood?
And the rest of the plan is as before?
We just have to get on board the ship.
Then I'll get in the car and we'll meet in Venice.
No, Legrand necessitates a change of plan. You'll go by train as well, and place this envelope on the safe as soon as the train halts in the tunnel. I'll cause a blackout so that you can sneak past the guard. You won't believe who's guarding the safe. That blasted Bobby from London. If you have any trouble, cave his skull in.
And Legrand?
You take care of the letter, I'll take care of everything else. The most important thing is that no one recognizes you on the train.
And that I don't get caught. What's the purpose of the letter?
That's not your concern.
I'd just like to know whether I'm risking my life for some game of yours, or whether it's worth it.
Any one of my games would be worth your life. You just do what I tell you.
Я разочарован, что
Stick the
Вороне.
letter on the door of the safe or leave it on top of it. I don't care. But the letter has to be there as soon as Legrand shows up after the blackout to make sure everything is in order. Understood?
Yes.
What?
Yes, understood. Hasn't the Baroness grown suspicious?
She's wrapped up in a veil of alcohol, arrogance, and disinterest. Only flattery, gossip, and Belgian chocolate can penetrate it.
Ideal conditions.
I'll be glad to be rid of that old hag. She's my ticket to the most important museums in Europe. But these have been the longest 6 months of my life.
How are the injured guards doing?
How the devil should I know?
You didn't need to do that.
What? Save your bacon?
I'd have made it out on my own.
Oh, yes, the poor security guard. It really wasn't necessary. I'm such a naughty boy.
I just don't want anyone to get hurt.
Oh, please, please, don't be angry with me. I won't do it again.
I don't know. We have the first eye, and we only just escaped.
Tell me you're not suggesting that we should be satisfied with that? One eye alone is nothing more than an expensive bauble. But both eyes together are a legend. My greatest triumph.
Shouldn't I put the eye somewhere for safekeeping? Just in case Legrand searches our things.
I'll hide the jewel in the Baroness's luggage. I already know where. Legrand won't dare search her belongings, and even then, he'll never be able to open the secret compartment.
Okay, so we'll see each other in Venice.
And not sooner. Here, take your travel documents. We may not have an opportunity to meet in Venice.
Okay, fine.
Все?
Huh, that's the first change of plans so far. Whatever. Looks like I'll be going to Venice by train.
Так, секундочку. Так, ну это, конечно, я не ожидал.
Clothes maketh the man. Put a uniform on a short, old, rather chubby little man, and they'll show him all due respect, even if he's only a constable. The uniform alone gives him power, and that counts for a lot in this. Some of the passengers got off the train to stretch their legs, but this man started his journey right here in Zurich. He waited a good 10 minutes for the train and began to get impatient. The conductor he's keeping a watchful eye on his passengers and their luggage. The train's been held up, and he seems to want to prevent further delays. This is the saloon car, fully furnished with a bar. The ladies and gentlemen would have a fit if I just waltzed in there wearing these clothes. I can't board the train like this. I'd stick out like a sore thumb, and they... Burglary in British Museum, 1 casualty, £5,000 damage, culprit unknown. Return of the Raven? I'd have escaped anyway, but Inch just couldn't resist playing with dynamite. I hope the security guard recovers soon. The crate must have had bananas or something in it. It's empty.
Блин, ну ты,
It's
конечно,
built out
такой
of-
себе, если мне придется за всех их проходить.
There probably isn't a single newspaper between Moscow and Madrid that's not reporting on the burglary. I'm famous. Unfortunately, not for the sort of elegantly executed theft I'd like to be known for. They won't let me ride along in the freight car, not even if I ask nicely. Sometimes you can find useful things in a waste bin, but this one... I can't board the train like this.
Зачем?
Huh. I could probably pry the bottom boards off without too much effort. They're thin, and the nails are short. Perfect. It looks like a normal crate. It's now or never.
Hey, you! Scram!
Yes, sir. Let the games begin.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Can't you see that I am talking to the constable?
The train is leaving in a few minutes, sir. I have to ask you to board it now.
We should get on. Perhaps we'll be able to continue our conversation during the trip.
I won't stand in the way. Oh, where's my bag?
You left it right there.
I know that. I want to know where it is now.
I don't know. I'll look for it right away. If you gentlemen would get on the train in the meantime...
I will hold you and your employers liable for this.
I'm sure he'll find the bag. Come on, Dr. Gebhardt. I will help you with your luggage.
Fine.
The conductor doesn't really seem to know where to search for the lost bag. Finding a particular piece of luggage at a railway station... You seem to be searching for something. Can I help?
Go away. There's no money to be earned here.
That's not what I mean. I just thought, if you're looking for a brown bag...
Why? Did you steal one?
If that were true, I wouldn't be offering to help you. I saw a little blonde boy take the bag. He ran off with it, over there.
Really? Thanks.
Isn't that the bag?
Where?
Газетами его отхреначу. Нормально.
Nothing personal. No! Oh, man!
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Let me have a look.
The compartment's locked.
Damn! I can't let the professor see me. I shadowed him for days in London. He might recognize me.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back to my compartment.
All right. Just wait here.
It was the only window that was open in the station, so it was a good way to get onto the train. And now, it might be my only way out. The window to the right should be the Baroness's cabin, and the one on the left is the saloon car. The roof could be my escape.
Что-то такое себе. Честно говоря, я думал, что уже скоро конец.
If I stand up, my head is level with the roof, but the roof is too slanted and smooth to climb. Those are air ducts or something, but I can't reach them with my... Those are air ducts or something. Those are... Those are air ducts or This is the saloon car. The coal car and an old-fashioned steam engine are in front of it. That's the Baroness's cabin. Inch is probably with her. I wouldn't mind jumping through the window and giving them both the surprise of a lifetime, but then the Baroness would freak out. And Inch would be forced to report the event of... Those are air ducts or something.
Интересно. Давай войдем обратно, возможно, что-то тут можно подобрать.
Professor Lucien seems to travel light. The Baroness... I don't think that the suitcase or the bag contain... Why, I barely look like myself. The sink, the sink. Professor Lucien hasn't slept a single night in the cabin yet. The towel is unused. If I twisted it, then I'd have a... He doesn't give up easily.
Полезно.
There's nothing quite like traveling on a train. Ventilation shaft supplies the freight car with fresh air. It also seems big enough to climb through. I'd say I found my way in. The cover has two hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the two screws on the front hold it closed. I can't see anything, but that won't do.
Pistol!
You'll get it back in Venice. Frightening me like that. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past my window.
Be off with you.
Oh, man.
I can use these.
Phew, that was close. He left the lock open. Let's see.
У меня же есть свои связки.
You don't say. This...
Я надеюсь, не надо будет за всех проходить. Это будет такое.
The cover has two hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the... I can't see anything that won't do. First, I need to get an overview of what's awaiting me in the freight car, and then I'll take care of the cover. safe that I need to put the envelope on is in the freight car, but I can't just walk in like a delivery man. The safe is guarded by my old friend, the Bobby from London. Even he would be curious to see a conductor in the freight car.
Ну, все, я посмотрел.
First, I need to get an overview of what's awaiting me in the freight car, and then I'll take care of the cover. The cover has 2 hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the 2 screws on the front hold it closed.
Я ж могу, по идее, проскользнуть, ну, войти в вагон. Точно. Что-то забыл.
I should be able to move about freely in the train, as long as I keep away from Professor Lucien. The other guests don't know me, and conductors change several times during the journey. A new face shouldn't seem suspicious to anyone.
Young man,
Yes, sir?
tell me, when did they switch to self-service on the Orient Express? Should they not have informed the passengers about that in advance?
Forgive me, sir. I was...
And what about my bag? Did your colleague find it?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know.
I expected as much. There will be consequences. And now, bring me my coffee.
Of course, sir. Asshole.
Куда я пошел?
Even pigs get to drink from the finest porcelain. If I mess with the doctor, I might blow my cover. So I'll have to grin and bear it and serve our esteemed passenger. If I mess with... So I'll have to grin... If I mess with the doctor, I might... So I'll have to grin and bear it and serve... There's still some coffee left.
Ну, может быть. Нальем ему кофе?
A cup of coffee for the gentleman.
Do you know what the problem with people like you is?
You mean our lack of a sense of duty, or our skin color, or a lack of respect for our elders? We have so many flaws. They should have been able to open the door with pliers. I think the coast is clear.
Непонятно, как можно низкогубцами его открыть, на самом деле.
The violinist was already on the train in Zurich. Handsome devil. I'm glad my girl... She loves to make me jealous. And once I'm raging mad, she leans forward and whispers one of those phrases that only she can say. Huh. Is this a Stradivarius? Or something like that? If it is, maybe I should take it with me during the blackout. With any luck, I'm gonna be a happy family man soon, and I'll need a few francs, lira, or marks. Self-control. Side jobs always lead. There are enough unknowns in our plan as it is. No need to add more.
непонятно, почему он не перешел туда. Что там подлагивает?
Obviously, they managed to open the door. I wonder who or what the archaeologist thinks locked it. Did he connect it to the burglary in London? Probably not. Professor Lucien is on his way to Cairo, just like the Baroness. They both know each other. She chairs the Friends of the British Museum Club. I hope he's too shaken up to leave his cabin until we reach Venice. I assume Inch is also in the compartment. He'll probably find some excuse to sneak out to trigger the blackout and engage the emergency brakes. No idea how he expects to pull that off. He usually leaves me in the dark about such things. Even after months of partnership, he still doesn't trust me completely.
Ну, конечно, Инч меня вообще разочаровал.
The younger woman seems to be some kind of carer or companion for the older lady. I wouldn't like to be with her all day long. She radiates a certain restlessness and unease. I know people like that always have to be doing something. They feel useless if they don't have anything to do. I feel sorry for them.
Я так думал, что он будет такой нормальный, прикольный.
The safe is guarded by my old friend, the Bobby from London. Even he would be curious to see a conductor in the freight car.
Типа я думал, он же типа легендарный. О нем все хорошего мнения, и тут он такой чмошник оказывается. Прям разочарование какое-то.
Can't see anything but the rear of the car through the slots. Well, that won't do. What I really need is a view of the front.
Конечно.
First, I need to get an overview of what's awaiting me in the
Сомневался, что это будет доктор. Точнее, я знал, что это не он, 100%. Но вот то, что это Инч оказался. Хотя логично было, что это не Легран.
The safe is guarded by my old friend. Even he would be curious.
Я не понимаю, что мне тут надо еще сделать. Да не ходите туда.
First, I need to get an overview of what's awaiting me in the freight car, and I don't think I need anything else from the toolbox. And if okay. Beer, wine. The richest snobs take the same medicine. Locked. Locked.
У меня же ключи есть.
Let's see. It fits. Huh. A lot of odds and ends. A hairnet, batteries. a half pack of cigarettes, an unused toothbrush. The bartender probably has to serve as a jack of all trades, like a concierge in a hotel. So, is there anything useful? Here we go, a small shaving mirror.
Отлично. Пойдем.
In theory, I could use the mirror to get a look at the front of the car, but my arm is too thick to fit through the grate.
Ты достал меня уже.
In theory, I could use, but my arm is too thick to fit through the grate. First,
Пойдем опять.
huh, a dish with old people's candy.
Лишней не будет. Куда ты пошел?
No, I don't need it. A small portable radio. The reception is surprisingly good here in the mountains. The elderly woman's carer can't keep her hands still, so she's knitting. Can I bring you ladies anything? Is everything satisfactory?
Everything is wonderful, young man.
Very good. Got it.
Ну, теоретически, да. Я могу с рисками и веревкой там дальше все это сделать. Если у меня не получится, у меня подгорит.
The safe is even he would.
Прям такие задания.
In theory, I could use, but my arm is. Huh, if I have to. That should do it. It sticks. In theory, I could use the, but my arm is too thick to fit through the grate.
Да вы гоните.
In theory, I could use the mirror to get a look at the front of the car, but my arm is too thick to fit through the grate. First,
О чем я и говорил. Опять чего-то не хватает. Пойдем.
be able a thin, short metal rod that can be extended. Something like that might come in handy.
Я надеюсь, что это все. Мне уже надоело туда лазить.
Okay, the candy is so sticky that it'll hold the mirror without any trouble. As I expected, it sticks. There's the guard. The safe is directly beneath the ventilation shaft. I could shimmy down the shaft and hit him on the head from behind. Uh-oh.
Are you okay, Robert?
Nothing to report, sir.
At ease?
Any suspicious passengers come aboard in Zurich, sir?
Not really. It could be anyone and no one. But we've received support from the Swiss police. A certain Constable Zellner.
Oh?
Very motivated. Might get on our nerves.
That limits my options. I can't overpower two people. I don't think I'll be able to slip into the carriage unseen after all. Oh, there has to be a way. I have to keep Inch happy. How do I get you onto the safe? Or on top of it? The safe is directly beneath the ventilation shaft. And Inch said something about a blackout and a tunnel. I could use the moments of confusion and darkness to toss the letter onto the safe. Might work, as long as I manage to open the ventilation shaft and choose the right moment. I could unscrew the screws, but I should only open the cover inside the tunnel. What was that?
Sir! Must have fallen out.
Put that on the floor.
Yes, sir.
That was close. If the second screw makes that much noise, it's over for me. The cover has two hinges on the back. It's possible to open it, but the two screws on the front. No way. If the second nut also hits the floor, Legrand will know that I'm up here. My only option will be to jump from the train. Legrand has retired to a dark corner. And the Legrand obviously set a trap for the Raven. Unfortunately, the Raven knows. Is that what this is about? Does Inch just want to mock Legrand? two hinges on the, but the two screws on the front hold it closed.
Он меня задрал уже. Что-нибудь искать.
The old lady didn't get on in Zurich, and she doesn't look like someone from Nancy or Basel. I'm guessing she boarded in Paris. She seems familiar somehow. Just a few more days, and I'll finally be rid of that creep. And until then, he has to burn in his own personal hell with the Baroness. A nice thought.
Очень интересно, что я больше ничего не могу найти.
Some maps, info for travelers, some pictures, and the schedule, all neatly hung up with magnets. Won't work. There's a lock at the bottom of the window. Maybe. The big map shows the different routes the Orient Express took in the course of its long history. It's larger than the other notices, and thus hung up with larger magnets. I'll take one with me. Some of the climbing over the coal car is the only way to get into the driver's cab while the train is moving. I can't imagine Inch climbing over it to trigger a blackout up front. I bet he paid someone to do his dirty work. Inch almost never takes personal risks, and usually he tries to keep his hands clean.
Пойдем. Конечно, тут надо все прям тщательно исследовать. Постоянно.
No way. My only option will be to... I'll tie the magnet to the string. Done.
All right. We should...
What? The light's gone out.
Flashlights! Ah, get off me!
There, sir. An envelope.
Музыка прикольная.
My dear Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's a...
Away with it! Take cover!
What's the meaning of this? What do you want here?
What was the point of the bomb?
Isn't that obvious? I wanted to dispose of Legrand as spectacularly as possible.
You almost disposed of me as well.
Did I not tell you to deliver the letter and leave immediately?
People could have died.
But of course, that was the point of the bomb.
I don't want to hurt anyone. You know that.
And you know that I don't care what you want. Obey my orders and nothing will happen to you, and you'll soon be a rich man.
И он ради этого с ним работает из-за денег, что ли? Серьезно?
I won't blindly obey orders anymore. I want to know what the plan is.
You know as much as you need to know. We will steal the second eye in Cairo, before the eyes of the world. The theft of the first eye got everyone's attention. Legrand's death would have increased the excitement immeasurably. But this will do just as well. We'll have a showdown instead. The Raven versus the Inspector. That should also electrify the press.
Why are you doing this? I thought it was about the jewels. Why are we making life difficult for ourselves and attracting so much attention?
It's about more than that. It's about performing on the greatest stage of all. About the end of a legend. You'll see when it's time for you to see. Until then, just do as I say.
But James! James! Where on earth are you?
During the trip, we'll keep a low profile and steer clear of Legrand.
I lost the ticket and the fake passport.
I swear, if my arm were still good enough to climb, I'd have disposed of you long ago. Ah, well. I'd prefer that no one see you while you're on board. Smuggle yourself on board and stay under cover until Cairo.
Okay.
And no more games. Nothing that Legrand, the police, or anyone else could do to you compares to what I will do to you if you don't follow my plan.
James,
there you are. Is the inspector to carry my luggage onto the ship all by himself?
He thinks he knows me. He thinks I'm stupid and weak. I have him right where I want him. Here's a young thief who'll show an old-timer how it's done. Even if it means a bit of solitary confinement.
Ну, такое. Я думал, что он поприятнее будет, как персонаж. Человек-ворон. Но оказалось, что-то вообще ни о чем.
I'm lying on a pile of clothes. Different fabrics. Some rougher, some softer. This one feels like a fine net. No, I don't think this'll be much use. I hope the dock workers have left the cargo hold. I better just take a peek. Or at least, I'd take a peek if it were possible to open it. You probably have to pull a handle to unlock the trunk from the outside. No one thought about making it possible to open from the inside. Feels like metal. Angular. I think it's the trunk lock. There are small round bumps with slots in the middle. Could be screws. There are small... Okay, where's the screwdriver? Knife. There's the screwdriver. So, if I just turn this... aha! Oh, you're kidding me!
Ну, убирайся. Что завис?
The stuff over there doesn't look like it was recently loaded. Probably part of the ship's inventory. Tools. Seems to be a strap for holding something on the shelf above the trunk. Unfortunately, I can't reach the clasp. It's fastened tightly, and I can't reach the clasp. There might be something in that box that could help me escape from the trunk. Of course, it would be more helpful if it weren't out of my reach. Oh, brilliant! Hopefully the clasp won't slip out of the box when I pull the strap. The pipe rolled up against the shelf, but it's still out of my reach. I can't reach it. How's that supposed to work? The strap won't tie itself around the pipe. How's that supposed to... Looks like I hit the jackpot on my first try. There's nothing... All right then. I'll just drive the blade It's worth a try. Ta-da!
Не совсем понял, как я выберусь.
That should hold. My best chance. Steady as a rock. Elegant.
Ну да, неплохо. Bums.
Oh, great. Okay, I'll tie him up and then get out of here before they start looking for him. And I already have an idea where I can hide.
А я нет.
I can't imagine that he'd just leave. Yeah, and without saying goodbye either.
А, в его каюте, все верно.
No need to be frightened, young lady.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you.
This is hardly the time or the place. What happened on the train?
Nothing bad. Everyone is fine.
Inch is dangerous. I warned you.
I know. That's why we're being careful. And you have a smart and handsome young thief at your side.
And humble, too.
Don't worry. I'll take care of you.
What have I done to deserve luck like this?
А это была только 2 глава. Продолжаем. Вообще как-то странно глава закончилась. 2.
Inch bothers me. He's shown what he's capable of. What if he finds out about our plan?
How would he? We're careful.
He's more ruthless than we expected. The bomb on the train. I don't want to think about it.
We need to make sure that we stay calm.
You mean that I stay calm?
I'm not worried about you. I know you.
Все, я все понял, я все просек. Это она стреляла в Ворона, по-любому.
Shall we go over the plan one more time?
Good idea. We know that Inch hid the first eye in the Baroness's luggage.
I'll break into her cabin and replace the eye with a fake.
Right. We'll steal the second eye in Cairo.
And Inch will be caught in the act.
It's simple.
The devil is in the detail. I have to get into the Baroness's cabin undetected, then find the secret hiding place, and I can't leave any evidence behind.
Yes. And Inch said something about a combination, so the hiding place might be locked.
One step at a time. I think I'll assess the situation first.
And I think I'll make myself comfortable for a little while.
So this is how married life will be.
Works for me.
Everything went according to plan in London?
Except for the explosion, yes. The Bobby was right on time.
Because he had a good tip-off.
I had enough time to take the eye, but unfortunately there was no time to replace it with the fake.
Where is it? A work of art. Almost as beautiful as the original.
I can't tell the difference.
Inch could. But if all goes to plan, he won't have a chance to take a closer look at the jewel until after the burglary at the Egyptian Museum. Will Legrand cause any trouble?
Everything's still going according to plan. That means he's clever, but not clever enough.
And the Bobby?
Peasant's cunning, nothing more. He won't be able to solve the puzzle on his own.
There's still Inch.
He doesn't suspect anything. We laid the foundation well. I've been his assistant for months already. He doesn't trust me, but he thinks he can play me for a sucker. That's enough.
Speaking of Inch, I saw him talking to you in Venice. What was it about?
He was angry because his attack on the train failed and because I lost my ticket.
How did you get on the ship?
As a stowaway, locked in a cold, dark cargo hold.
Poor boy. I'll go out now and lead the police and master thieves around by the nose.
I can think of something else to do.
I can't.
Странно, что даже ее не видно было на корабле. А, мы теперь за нее играем. Нормально.
Bravo! Bravissimo! Fantastico! Ha ha!
Would it be okay for you if I get some fresh air up on deck?
Of course, my dear. Give my regards to the sea.
wooden salad tongs, just small enough to carry around unseen.
Достаточно большие, чтобы носить их с собой. Возьму-ка я их.
A wonderful concert, wasn't it?
I wouldn't have expected you to be a connoisseur of classical music.
Because I'm American?
Because you're young, and friendly, and radiant. Someone like you doesn't have to know a lot to get along well in life.
Are you easily prejudiced at your age?
In my long experience, there's often a core of truth at the center of every prejudice.
Prejudice is the reason of fools.
Was that written in the book you once read?
Oh, I've read many books. Good books.
But not my books, you mean to say?
You're a writer?
Mm-hmm. What can I do for you, Miss...
Mayers. You know, I'm not planning on throwing myself at a man.
I'm glad to hear it. You have to work. Earn your own money.
Oh, I will. My grades are excellent, and I really want to study acting in New York.
None of my books has ever been made into a good film. The stories were twisted, shortened, and simplified so that even the dimmest fellow could follow them.
I want to do theater and travel. I speak 3 languages.
That would be 3 more than most people your age can speak. Do what you have to do. But stay away from bad men.
Is this your first trip on the Lydia?
That's quite enough. Life is too short for conversations like this. I do wish that rather delightful Swiss policeman had come along.
I heard you had an interesting trip on the train.
It was thrilling. I'm hoping for an encore. Perhaps in Cairo.
Mr. Kreutzer possesses impressive technique, don't you think?
He certainly does. His numerous playmates in Austria can tell you more about it than I.
You mean Mr. Kreutzer is a womanizer?
I'm not talking about cheap skirts. I'm talking about expensive clothes. A man like him needs funds to support his lifestyle. Just go over to him, my dear. Tell the maestro that your family is wealthy. You have everything he's looking for. Money and a pretty face.
Hold your tongue. Mr. Kreutzer, Lady Westmacott, please.
Or did you have your eye on me, Mr. Kreutzer? Old, yes, but rich.
Jezebel. Mr. Kreutzer, Maestro.
Творческого человека обидеть легко.
That's better. Freeloader.
You and Mr. Kreutzer, you seem to know each other.
Not really, but I know his type. Parasites who cling to the rich and famous and suck them dry. The young, misunderstood painter. The innovative writer who writes books that no one wants to read. The musical talent that has to be supported. The ladies and gentlemen of high society let the others use them and call themselves patrons. Another word for fool.
Didn't you finance archaeological excavations in the Near East and Egypt?
For my husband, and I was there myself. I catalogued items for him, and I didn't show him off like a trophy at cocktail parties. But my son was one of them, the worst kind. The kind that sucks not only the money, but also the life right out of a person.
May I take my leave?
You may.
Ну, чуть-чуть косяки с переводом, по-моему, тут небольшие есть. Надо слишком много все исследовать.
He's sweating profusely. Burst capillaries and a sweet odor. I hope the crew doesn't take the captain for a role model, and that they stay sober for the rest of the trip. He's sweating. I hope the crew doesn't take the cap. A deck chair in the sunshine on a cruise ship. I'd be a fool to miss out on that tomorrow, but I have to take care of my duties before I can relax in the sun. A handsome man and a talented musician, but he doesn't seem very happy.
Поговорим? Давай поговорим.
Hello, Mr. Kreutzer.
Do you want to have a go at me, like the old witch in there?
I just wanted to talk to you.
Now is not the best time.
I'll leave you in peace.
Он тут оказывается еще самый безобидный.
This should be the entrance to the cargo hold. Not really my concern. Bull, curling, shuffleboard, all the same to me. I'm not interested in any of that now. The two of them seem to be in a private conversation. I'd better not disturb them. When Adil and I were following the professor in London, I was disguised. But that doesn't mean he won't recognize me now.
Блин, конечно, трудец, если надо абсолютно за всех тут отыгрывать. Кстати, я не посмотрел, сколько тут глав. А, зачем я спустился?
Two handsome sailors are standing at the table and studying a marine map. Good thing they're busy. I can have a look around without being disturbed. A classic. The thief enters through the ventilation shaft. Can it really be that easy? No, it can't. The cover is screwed shut. All the first-class cabins have their own ventilation. The shaft might be my best point of entry, but unfortunately, the cover is screwed shut.
А, кстати. Он сейчас будет откручивать вентиляцию, и его поймают. Я все понял. Ну, предполагаю так.
He has the enviable talent of being able to sleep anywhere, anytime. He once fell asleep on a cable car and only woke up after he'd already gone up the mountain and back down again. It happened pretty fast between us. It was magic when we first met. Birds of a feather flock together, and he can be very charming. Daddy wasn't at all amused when I brought him home, mind, but I don't like wearing hats, but they do fit the role. And I have to admit that the day in London when we shopped for Patricia Mayers was a lot of fun. Normally I don't carry so many things around, but it would have been suspicious if I'd come aboard with nothing but a rucksack whilst pretending to be the daughter of a wealthy family. I got this necklace from my father. It's supposed to remind me that money isn't the most important thing in life. If all you've got is this penny, as well as family and friends. Then you're a very rich girl, he said. I'll take it with me. It'll bring me luck.
Положила в карман, нормально, логично.
I always try to carry as few personal items as possible. If my things are ever searched, they won't reveal my true identity.
Не-не-не-не, не туда.
We booked this cabin because it's centrally located, easy to duck in whenever we need to. Of course, the fact that it's a first-class cabin with a huge bathroom and shower had nothing to do with it. As soon as I've swapped the jewels, I'll treat myself to a hot shower, and then we'll see how the evening progresses.
Я оказался неправ. А, подожди, а куда этот смылся-то? Покемон наш.
As soon as I've swapped... several journals and magazines. Ah, this looks pretty interesting. Art and Culture Today. Ah, there's something about the exhibition. Unique masterpieces exhibited for the first time together in their home country. Tireless efforts of Baroness von Trebitz. No time for reading. The only regular event seems to be the nightly drink in the saloon. Judging from the rest of the entertainment program, it seems necessary.
Come in. How can I help you, young lady?
Are you the ship's doctor?
Yes, of course.
You see, that's what I thought, because you've got a uniform and you work in the medical center.
Well spotted, young lady. My name is Dr. Gebhardt. How can I help you?
Логично, но вообще.
What are the other passengers like?
Listen, young lady, I do not really have time to chat right now. Today is my first day, and it is going differently than I had expected.
You do seem a little stressed. Maybe you should relax. Stress isn't good for you.
You're right. If there is nothing else I can help you with.
But you weren't really helpful at all. Maybe I'll come back later. Bye now.
Побесил его и все.
We briefly discussed whether we should try to steal the second eye here on the ship. The lack of escape routes and the 10-centimeter thick door to the safe settled the question. Very fine handiwork. But the winter garden at the back of the saloon is missing. And the stern deck looks different. It was obviously made before the ship was remodeled.
Не совсем понимаю, что мне делать. Где глава с ней должна быть недолго, не глава, а эпизод.
All the first-class cabins have their own ventilation. The shaft might be my best point of entry, but The penny might be the right size.
А, тут вот как все сложно.
The penny fits perfectly into the screw slot, but my fingers aren't strong enough to turn the screw. That's it. I can jam the penny in and make an improvised screwdriver. Right. That's it. I just hope that this is the right shaft. I still haven't found a way to get back into the ventilation shaft from the cabin. I need something like a rope and a way to tie it to the shaft.
Ищи веревку.
No idea what kind of flag this is. But the pole it's attached to could be very useful one day. It's about 80 centimeters long and looks quite stable. Yes, it's sturdy, but it's also too cumbersome to carry around. The pole alone won't help me in there.
Ожерелье вряд ли мне поможет, да?
Something tells me that this will be very useful. I just don't know how. I still haven't found a way. I need something like a... The pole alone...
Ищем веревку.
Practicality was definitely placed ahead of design here. I guess the Lydia regularly docks at harbours that don't have their own gangways. And rather than make the passengers climb ladders, they opted for the less beautiful alternative.
Хотел на полотенце посмотреть.
Lovely big towel. I hope tomorrow I'll have a chance to sunbathe and enjoy the rest of the trip.
Я надеюсь, что этого хватит.
I could tie the bath towel around the pole, put the pole across the ventilation shaft, and climb down with the help of the towel. Sounds like a plan. here goes nothing.
Ah, Jakob Aust. I finally got you. I'll have them arrest you and justice will be done.
Can I be of assistance, madam?
Yes, you can get out of the way.
Shall I tidy up, madam?
No! It's time to celebrate.
Excellent. The coast is clear.
Интересно, как она поднимется наверх.
No. Inch said he hid the eye in the Baroness's luggage, which makes sense. He can't be certain that he'll have the chance to hide it again when we arrive in Cairo. Far too many hiding places for a jewel. But Inch said something about a combination. That sounds like a little safe or a hidden compartment, and she wouldn't have something like that in her suitcase. No, the Baroness and Inch aren't working together. It seems like she was searching for a specific photo, and that she actually found it. Jakob Aust. Now I've got you, she said. We got our hands on the list of passengers, but I don't recognize the name. Hundreds of black and white photos, many of them tinted. From the 20s and 30s, I'd guess. Ugh, I don't have time to deal with them. Impressive for a quick drink on the go. What's that? A small leather strap. Aha.
Так.
To me it looks like a combination lock. A good one too. The door only opens when the right symbols are in place. There are outlines of animals. A dog, a cat, a bear, and a rooster, amongst others. 8 symbols per cylinder. That means more than 4,000 possible combinations. I'd put money on the Eye of the Sphinx being behind this door. I don't think anyone would bet against me. Nefertiti, Guernica, A.D., Buonarroti's Adam. This could be a memory aid for the Baroness. And it would explain how Inch discovered the combination. I'm going to copy the hints. As I see it, I have to decipher these clues to find 3 of the symbols. Then I can guess the 4th. Well, Nefertiti was an Egyptian queen. The monogram and the 2 other clues aren't much help. If only I knew 3 of the 4 symbols, I could easily guess the last. But whilst I don't know at least 3 of them, I can't go any further. The door is locked. Gin, whiskey, liqueur, sherry, vodka, brandy, and champagne. Every bottle is at least half empty. Some napkins and towels. Nothing I can use. Corkscrew, bottle opener, coaster. I can't use any of these. A suitable glass for every occasion. But most of them look more or less unused. The Baroness probably disregards style and etiquette when she's drinking alone, and just uses the same glass. mannequin could probably wear my clothes. It'd disappear under the Baroness's clothes, though. As a child, when I got...
Так, ну, соответственно, мне надо что-то там найти где-то. Разгадывать загадку, да?
I'd prefer to lock the door. Someone could come in and catch me at any moment. But it's important not to leave a trace. Inch absolutely cannot find out about us. I must hurry.
Нормально она так это. А, я думал, она свалила.
That was close.
То есть через это я уже не выйду.
Maybe it was a steward who checked whether everything was ready for the Baroness's nightly rest. Whoever it was, I should leave as fast as possible before someone comes back. What on earth is going on here? I don't like that. Is someone else after the eye as well? But even if that is the case, what does the audio tape have to do with it? I can't let it get to me. I have a job to do. No. I'd better leave the cabin as I entered it. Somebody might see me if I go out through the door.
Да я не хочу. Я же не смогу разгадать.
If only I... But whilst
Завершить. Как бы нехилая форма у нее физическая, да, что она так легко вылезла.
It seems like Dr. Gebhardt was able to wrestle himself away from his work, but he still doesn't seem to be very relaxed. Quite the opposite. And why won't he go to the saloon?
Поговорить? Давай.
Dr. Gebhardt! Getting some fresh air?
Oh, you could say that.
Do you know the Egyptian queen Nefertiti?
Yes. There is a famous bust of her.
Really? Tell me more.
No, I am sorry. I do not have time for that.
Does Guernica mean anything to you?
Now listen, young lady, I do not know what they told you, but just because I am German, I am not...
Crimes? What are you talking about?
We obeyed orders, just like everybody else. Now leave me alone.
I ought to be going.
Thank...
Что-то он вообще нервный какой-то прям. Не, к Баронессе не пойду, это слишком полемно, мне кажется, будет.
Lady Westmacott?
Yes.
I hear you're well versed in Egyptian history, Lady Westmacott. Can you tell me anything about Nefertiti?
A queen. The main wife of Akhenaten.
Did she have a favorite animal?
What a strange question.
I, just heard that they really adore cats in ancient Egypt.
Well, that's true, but I don't know whether Nefertiti had any special affinity for animals.
Does Guernica mean anything to you?
Why are you asking me all these strange questions?
I'm curious. How shall I learn if I don't ask?
Pick up a book.
I've got a puzzle for you.
Why do you always bombard me with strange questions? I can't imagine why.
Oh, come on. You're the queen of mysteries.
Well, what is it then?
A monogram. A capital A with a small d on the bottom. Who does it belong to?
Someone on the ship?
No. No one on the ship.
I don't know. Whose is it?
I don't know either.
It doesn't make much sense to ask a riddle if you don't know the answer. Wouldn't you agree?
Actually, I'd say that it doesn't make sense to ask someone a riddle if you do know the answer.
Touché.
I saw a sign in Venice. It said Buonarroti. Do you know what it means?
I'm sorry, I don't speak Italian.
May I take my leave?
You may.
He's sweating profusely. I hope the crew doesn't take the captain for a role model.
Вообще с ним поговорить, он итальянец.
Hello, Captain DeConti.
Miss Meyers, how nice to see you. You look beautiful. We missed you at dinner.
I was in my cabin. I didn't feel very well.
Oh, I hope you're feeling better.
Buonarroti. That sounds Italian, doesn't it?
Ha! You can say that again. Buonarroti is the name of the greatest artist of all time, Michelangelo Buonarroti, who most people only know by his first name. Just imagine, one man, an Italian, achieves perfection in all three movements of graphic arts. His David is the most famous statue in the world. As an architect, he was a genius. He built parts of St. Peter's Basilica.
And as a painter, Michelangelo painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel.
The creation of Adam. The spark of life leaps from God to Adam. One of the most famous paintings in the world.
Yes, it is. The Sistine Chapel, Apostolic Palace, Vatican City. I don't know any animals associated with them.
Animals?
Oh, it's a game I used to play. My father posed me a riddle, and I have to guess an animal.
And Buonarroti's Adam was the hint? Maybe he meant Rome. According to legend, the founders of the city, Romulus and Remus, were raised by a she-wolf.
No, that's too vague. Does Vatican City have an animal on its coat of arms?
No.
And the Pope?
Every pope has his own emblem, but the new one doesn't have an animal.
You don't seem to like the new Pope.
It's too early to say. But who's fit to hold a candle to John the 23rd? Il Papa Buono, as we used to call him. The good Pope.
He just died recently. What was his heraldic animal?
He was a lion, and so was his heraldic animal.
For a Catholic, Buonarroti's Adam could be a mnemonic for the lion. Pope John XXIII was elected in the Sistine Chapel like every other pope. A work of art hints at a coat of arms with a lion on it. Maybe. I'll make a note of lion. Captain DeConti?
Yes?
Do you know Nefertiti?
Is she a Greek queen?
No. She... Never mind. Guernica, does that mean anything to you?
Not a harbor that I've ever docked at.
That's too bad. Do you have any idea what the monogram AD might stand for?
AD. There was an Admiral de la Celle in the Navy who always signed AD because he didn't want anyone to know that his first name was...
Oh, it couldn't have anything to do with him.
Well, no. I have no idea then. I hope I'll see you at the reception tonight at 10 o'clock. You won't give an old salty sea dog the brush off, will you?
I'll be there.
Wonderful.
The Baroness seems to have a reason to celebrate. She's downing one glass of champagne after another. The less I have to do with her, the better. Best if she doesn't even remember that I exist. Although, based on her alcohol
Блин. Давай поговорим с этим.
Mr. Kreutzer?
Yes.
I just wondered why you're not performing on the world's great stages.
Fate, perhaps. Or bad luck. My parents opened every door for me and my sister and expected corresponding careers.
Overambitious parents who force their children to play music?
No, it wasn't like that. I loved it. I loved to play the violin. They didn't have to force me. I wanted to do it on my own. I thought I would achieve my goals if only I worked hard enough. But it was not to be.
What happened?
In a more dramatic story, I'd say that I broke my hand just before my big break, or that I was rejected because of my nationality or my name, or that I was brought down by a conspiracy. But nothing like that ever happened. I practiced like mad, got better and better, really good, but nothing happened. The right people never heard me. I was never in the right place at the right time. Can you imagine how it feels to always be on the cusp of a breakthrough? To be just one evening away from becoming an overnight sensation? To see how other, less talented violinists pass you by because you just aren't lucky enough?
How terrible.
For every star in the limelight, there are a dozen more that burn out unseen, fading month by month. I didn't want to be one of those people who waste their lives chasing dreams without realizing that they're unattainable. If I couldn't have the life that I always dreamt of, and that my family expected from me, then at least I could have the next best life.
Goodbye, Mr. Kreutzer.
Bye.
Ну что, у нас остается только та парочка, с кем еще можно поговорить. А, профессор же историк.
Professor Lucien could certainly tell me everything there is to know about Nefertiti, but he might also realize that I was in his museum in London. I'd better not talk to him.
Блин,
Professor Lucien could certainly tell me, but he might also...
У нас есть только лев, да? А надо еще до хрена. Может, у суженого спросим. Его нет вообще нигде.
Adil?
In the shower.
I found the secret compartment.
Oh, brilliant! And the jewel?
I'm working on it. Adil?
Yes?
The secret compartment is secured with a combination lock.
Is there any way in?
Not without leaving evidence. I need the combination.
Huh. Are there any hints?
A memory aid consisting of several works of art. There are animals on the lock.
The works of art might hint at specific animals.
You don't say, genius. I've already got that far. About the combination.
Yes?
Does Nefertiti mean anything to you?
An Egyptian queen.
That's it?
I didn't have an affair with her, if that's what you mean. She's not my type, and she's been dead for thousands of years.
Well then, I'll take your word for it. Guernica. Sounds Spanish, doesn't it?
Yes, it's a city in the Basque region.
Does it have a heraldic animal? Or maybe the region has one?
I don't know. I've never been there. I just know it because the city was bombed by the Nazis during the Spanish Civil War.
Nazis? In the Spanish Civil War?
Well, not officially, of course. At the request of General Franco, his friends from Germany reduced a defenseless city to ashes and rubble. Picasso immortalized the bombing in his famous painting.
Really? Is it on display in Spain?
Silly. As long as Franco is in charge, he won't allow that.
Where is it?
Oh, no idea. Paris, maybe? Picasso lived there for a long time.
Maybe doesn't help me much. Does the monogram AD mean anything to you?
Anno Domini?
No, it can't be that. I think it stands for a name.
Nope, no idea, sorry.
I almost got caught in the Baroness's cabin.
What happened?
I don't know. A man came in and I just had time to hide under the bed.
Maybe it was a steward who came to clean the cabin?
And turn on a tape recorder in the cupboard?
Maybe it was Inch. He wanted some music?
There was nothing on the tape. It was playing, but I didn't hear anything. Something is rotten here.
Don't bother your pretty little head about it. Swap the eye and hurry back. I've got a surprise for you.
I don't think your surprise will really surprise me. I'll be going. Don't waste all the hot water.
Never.
Ну такое.
Legrand is an important part of our plan. He's the one who'll arrest Inch in the end. But there's still a lot to do before that happens.
Может, он мне что-то расскажет? Ему нельзя зайти. Ему нельзя зайти.
The doctor is upstairs. He probably locked the door. Yes.
Так. И с кем мне поговорить?
Lady Westmacott?
Yes.
It must be exciting to meet all the world's famous and powerful people.
I stay away as far as possible from high society. Too shallow. Too boring.
But some of them must be exciting. Have you ever met Picasso?
They told him he's a genius so often that he actually started to believe it himself.
But his paintings are impressive. Guernica, for example.
Well, it certainly is big. I have to give him that.
Didn't he have to flee from Spain?
Yes, from the fascists, but not just him. Many of his paintings as well. If I remember correctly, Guernica is currently on display in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. He bequeathed it to a future Spanish republic.
And until then it stays in New York?
Yes. It's been there for years now.
Have you ever been to New York?
For the love of God, what would I do there? We have the original York in England. That's quite enough for me.
So, you don't know the heraldic animal of New York?
No. Probably an eagle. It's all eagles over there.
May I take my leave?
You may.
Так. Это уже все я посмотрел. То, что Адиль этот сможет мне помочь. С Кэпом давайте еще раз поговорим, не знаю, может быть.
Captain DeConti?
Yes?
An old seaman like you must surely have been to New York, right?
Aye, aye. My usual territory is the Mediterranean, but I've crossed the Atlantic many times. It's always a great moment when the Statue of Liberty appears on the horizon.
You wouldn't happen to know the heraldic animal of New York?
No. Maybe an eagle?
Is it true that you're a war hero?
Mm-hmm. In 2 world wars. That tells you how old I must be.
You're as old as you feel.
Oh God, I hope not.
Aren't you feeling well?
You shouldn't burden your pretty little head with the dark thoughts of an old man, my dear.
If you don't feel well, maybe you should take it easy.
I'm afraid if I take it easy, it'll kill me.
You seem to be a pessimist.
Fatty liver, asthma, gallstones, jaundice, gout, shingles, hemorrhoids, varicose veins, circulatory trouble, knee problems, pulmonary embolism, gastritis, migraine, neuralgia, tinnitus, rheumatism, pleurisy, thrombosis, and constipation. Those are what's been diagnosed so far. My body is a curse.
Oh, I didn't mean to... I'm sorry.
Forgive an old man. I didn't mean to shock you.
You're still the captain of this beautiful ship.
They couldn't just get rid of me, so they stuck me somewhere where I can't make trouble anymore.
Don't say that.
This ship runs fine without me. The crew knows what to do. They don't need me. They don't want me.
Captain!
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm burdening you with all of this. Forgive me, eh? I'd like to rest for a while. Soon enough it'll be time.
Не знаю, с доктором поговорить. Бесит.
Dr. Gebhardt?
Yes?
Have you ever heard of a Picasso?
That's enough. I am saying this as politely as we can discuss these unimportant...
I ought to be going.
Thank God.
Как втащил бы? Ну, художник же должен знать. Куда ты пошла?
Mr. Kreutzer?
Yes.
I'll leave you in peace. A deal?
Yes?
Сколько можно мыться?
About the combination.
Yes.
Guernica hangs in New York.
Okay.
Do you know what the heraldic animal of New York is?
An eagle? It's all eagles over there.
That's the second time I've heard that. But no, it can't be an eagle. I'll be going. Don't waste all the hot water.
Never.
Так, надо что-то думать. Куда идти? Я просто вот думаю, куда тут можно пойти. И кто мне может подсказать по поводу остальных загадок. Но, судя по всему, никто. Сколько можно мыться, я не понимаю. Так, давай еще раз к доктору.
Dr. Gebhardt?
Yes?
Do you know what the monogram AD stands for?
What?
A capital A with a small d below it.
Yes, I do. Will you leave me alone if I tell you what it means?
You know.
It is not just any monogram. It is the first. Albrecht Dürer, a German artist, signed all his works with it. He was the first artist to sign all of his work with a monogram. It was not common to do so before then.
Are you sure?
His wooden engravings were, and still are, printed billions of times in Germany.
Billions of times? You're exaggerating.
Not at all. His work appears on German marks.
And what?
That's enough. I told you what you wanted to know. Please, leave me alone now.
The poster proudly announces the ship's first Atlantic crossing. The city of New York welcomes the MS Lydia. Okay, the coat of arms of New York City is on the poster. There's the obligatory eagle. That can't be it, since there's no eagle on the lock. But look here, how cute. There are two beavers posing on the New York City emblem. Guernica equals New York equals beaver. I just need one more animal.
Так, последнее животное. Пойдем с Адилем поговорим. Может, он нас пока всю воду не вылил в душ, может, что-нибудь расскажет.
I'll humor the king of long showers. I don't know what I'd... I'll humor the king of... I'll humor the...
Пойдем к писательнице.
Lady Westmacott?
Yes.
Are you interested in art?
Not really. I'm more interested in real life, in people.
So, you don't know Albrecht Dürer?
Just because I'm not interested in art doesn't mean that I'm ignorant.
What can you tell me about him?
Books, my dear, books. In them, you'll find the answers to all your questions, even the most foolish ones.
I bet you don't know anything about him and you just want to cover it up.
Ah, you want to appeal to my honor. Too obvious, I'm afraid.
May I take my leave?
You may.
Видишь, что мне опять идти к доктору?
Captain de Conti?
Yes?
Do you know Albrecht Dürer?
Yes. An artist. Not bad. But he has his weaknesses as well.
For example?
For one, he wasn't Italian.
That's a pity.
You can say that again. At least he lived in Italy for a while.
What else can you tell me about him?
I once overheard an argument on board between a German and a Spaniard about who elevated the woodcut to an art form, Albrecht Dürer or Alberto Durero. Eventually, they realized they were talking about the same man. Ha!
Albrecht Dürer is called Alberto Durero in Spain?
That's right. Don't ask me why.
I'm gonna go have a look around.
All right.
Okay. Look, there's the obligatory eagle, but look, Guernica, I just need...
Сложно.
Maybe the art magazine will help me with the symbols. Indeed. An article about the different works of art and how they survived the Second World War. And there's also a picture of the bust of Nefertiti. The unique Egyptian work of art was 1913. Permission to export to Germany. Second World War. Safe at the Reich Bank. Then a bunker. And then a salt mine. Prevented from shipping the bust to the United States. Back in Berlin since 1956. Very glad, blah, blah, blah. Soon in the Egyptian Museum of Berlin and hopefully someday in a reunified Berlin on the Museum Island. Okay, so the bust of Nefertiti is located in Berlin. And which animal is on the city's coat of arms? The Berlin bear. That's it! 3 animals are all I need. I can guess the 4th. But I could try to find the 4th symbol anyway, just to be sure.
А 4-й символ еще. Серьезно?
A deal?
Yes?
About the combination.
Yes.
Alberto Durero.
What about him?
What's his most famous work?
Hard to say. He did a lot. He was a pioneer of woodcuts and printmaking.
The Baroness left his monogram as a hint, not the name of one of his artworks. So there must be a painting that everyone associates with him.
Not to my knowledge. Although he did have a favorite motif.
And that was?
Himself. He made quite a few self-portraits.
That's it. The artist is the art.
Sounds logical. His most famous self-portrait is in the Prado in Madrid. I saw it with my own eyes 2 years ago.
Does Madrid have something like a heraldic animal?
Sure, it's a bear. It's on the coat of arms and all over the city.
A bear again? Like in Berlin?
Why not? The same numbers appear more than once on normal combination locks.
That's true. The bear then. All 4 symbols decoded. Gosh, I'm good. Now.
Наконец-таки.
I'll be going. Don't wait.
Never.
Пойдем. Побежали. Клава скрипит, как же она меня бесит, надо ее наконец-таки поправить после стрима.
Oh my god. Baroness von Tribitz? Are you okay? Hello? Baroness? Hello?
Adil.
What happened?
The Baroness. Blood everywhere.
But who?
I don't know. Inch?
That doesn't make any sense.
Don't move. Zellner, up here. We've got our shadow. How are you?
I do nothing. Me crew.
Sure you are. What are you doing here?
Just fresh air.
Sure. You just wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zellner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Were you recently traveling via trunk?
Nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Oh, sure. And you obviously didn't attack me either, did you?
The Baroness won't open her door, sir.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert. We'll talk later, my friend.
What is? Did nothing.
Inspector Legrand thinks otherwise. Move!
But I have... Gunshot!
I know that! Get moving! Into the cell!
Ah!
Инч идет. Какой мерзкий, он с самого начала меня бесил.
What happened last night?
What happened? That you were walking around the ship, that you let them catch you, that you endangered the whole plan, that you endangered me.
I didn't kill anyone. They arrested me purely by coincidence. They'll have to turn me loose in Cairo. I mean, someone was killed, weren't they? I heard a shot. Why won't you answer?
I'm having a conversation that you cannot hear.
What happened last night?
The Baroness was murdered.
Did you?
No. If it were up to me, she'd have had an accident in a couple of weeks. Instead, someone shot the old bat in the heart point blank.
Are we calling it off?
No. Mr. X is ready, and as her surviving representative, I should be able to move about freely in the museum. The old hag's death doesn't change anything.
How did you get in here?
I'm more than capable of finding the entrance to a cargo hold. Indeed, it was child's play. It's not as though I had to crawl through ventilation shafts or anything so gauche.
So, what do we do now? I could escape and...
swim to Cairo.
So, I stay here and wait?
They'll arrest you in Cairo and question you about the murder. Even if they don't throw you in jail, it'll take days.
And if we find the murderer, then they'd have no reason to hold me.
Oh, I'm one step ahead of you.
Nervous? I would be if I were you.
This Zellner chap wasn't part of the plan. I don't like it.
He's groping about in the dark. Legrand is the real problem.
Still, I'm going to take him out of the picture.
How?
Dr. Gebhardt killed the Baroness. A clever old man, but not clever enough to keep me from finding out.
So you just have to tip Legrand off, and then I'm as good as free.
That's what I thought at first, but then I thought, why waste the opportunity? I put Zellner on the trail of the good doctor. He'll drive Gebhardt into a corner, and when he lashes out in desperation, he might hit our Swiss friend. Maybe even Legrand, if we're really lucky.
You can't do that. The old fella's just doing his job.
And so am I.
Inch, enough blood has been shed. Inch, no more deaths. Damn! I have to get out of here and warn Constable Zellner.
Че, мне опять за него?
I guess this cage is some kind of detention cell for the crew. It's not the most impregnable prison in the world, but it's still a problem. I didn't sleep a wink last night. All I could think of was Alex. It's terrible not knowing what happened. The blanket got caught on the nail. A board and a nail.
Он, оказывается, не все время тут сидел.
Huh. Lock looks pretty modern. Needs a small key, 5 pins. I could pick it with the right tools. Ugh, they're really spoiling me with this cup of metallic-tasting water. If I'm really lucky, they'll top. I've seen movies in which the prisoners called their god, but it wouldn't help. I can't explain the situation to the Bobby without endangering the whole I've seen movies, but it wouldn't help. I doubt that will work. Yep, the nail is much too thick to fit in the keyhole.
Так, давай смотримся и, наверное, закончим. Как вариант.
I doubt that will work. Yep, the nail is much... If I were able to hammer the nail flat, it'd probably fit in the keyhole. But I'd need a hammer and If I were able to I've seen movies, but it wouldn't help. I think it's working. Ha! One down. I'll hang it back on the frame, and if I'm lucky, no one will notice my escape.
Ну что, давайте на этом закончим. История оказывается очень длинная даже. Приходится играть за нескольких героев. В целом интересно, мне кажется. Интересно, что будет, что произошло в конце, когда произошел выстрел у нас. Поэтому мы на этом, пожалуй, закончим и уже в следующий раз продолжим эту историю. Завтра или послезавтра, как обычно, видосик на канале появится, так что приходите, смотрите, ставьте лайки, пишите комментарии. Всем пока, увидимся.